All right. Who wants to pull the final number 5?
Video games.
This must be something you know something about.
But we've been talking about it all day. What else do we talk about?
We do talk about that a lot. The two of us. Not us.
Just us. Because you don't do any of it.
No. Even Wii games, the little Wii bowling tennis. I'm sure you've thrown a ball or two in that game.
Yeah. We did that for Family and Evening once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Probably more than once.
Yeah, it's good.
Golf, tennis, bowling.
All of those things. Yeah. Bowling is an interesting one. In that game, bowling is so much easier than in real life.
Yes.
It's like, I get strikes every time. And I go out with a 10-pound ball. It's like,
my arm gets fatigued. What is this?
Wait a minute.
There's balance in this game.
So I would love to go to the VR arcade in Victoria, but it's so expensive for like.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
It's like it was something like $30 an hour or something ridiculous. It was.
Yeah, can you do an hour?
Yeah, I think you can do an hour.
No, but I mean physically, could you do an hour?
Probably.
Without getting sick?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I did. My friend
you've done VR.
My friend has the VR for the PlayStation, and I got to play Super Hot, which is lots of fun. Did that for like a couple of hours, easily.
Cool. I really would like to try it. I haven't.
Oh.
I've only done the little like cardboard VR things for you, roller coaster or whatever. But I've been looking into it. But one of the things, I'm not going to buy one without having used it first. Like, it just seems like too much.
So I've also done the Oculus, and that was lots of fun too, because you'd actually have to physically turn around and such. That was lots of fun. Because Mr. Paxman, he was working on the game, so I tried it out, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's like, how do you move? He's like, you move. You physically move. It's like, oh. Right. So, did you ever get, growing up, when you sit really close to the screen and your parents were like, it's going to damage your eyes, or...
Yeah, I didn't sit as close as you were just showing, but I did sit closer than they liked.
I got so close I could see the pixels once. I'm like, that's probably not good for my eyes.
The pixels were bigger back then.
They were a lot bigger.
Yeah, I've actually heard recently that that's just not true.
Oh yeah, well, because the VR goggles are like right there.
Right, but what it would do, if you get close, it will put strain on your eyes, but it's not likely to cause any long-term damage. I mean, I suppose if you just did that, like, always? You're always that close to everything.
So I wonder like the VR would be like long-term then.
I don't know, but they're actually, when they're doing VR, they use lenses to make it so your eyes are actually focusing further away than the object actually is.
Okay.
So...
that could help then.
Yeah.
So they're not straining.
It's a trick.
It's a trick.
A physics trick. Yeah, so your eyes are not trying to focus that close, because they can't.
Yeah.
An adult human eye can't focus that close.
So, and then the Switch, did I tell you about the Switch with the cardboard coming out? Oh man, I think it's going to be really cool. So what they do is sell you a kit with all these different cardboard sheets, and you pop them out and you build things, and you can build like a piano where you can set up the Switch so you can play like a very small mini piano. But you can actually play the piano.
Yeah, and they use the sensors on the controllers and things to be able to tell what buttons you're pressing.
Yeah.
So that it then sends those signals to the machine, and the machine plays it.
You can do like fishing as well, and I'm hoping eventually they will be able to create your own thing, send it off to the labs, or have it shipped back, and you can create your own stuff with it. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if that's what they're going to do.
I don't know if they'll go that way.
I don't think they're going to go that way.
I don't think Nintendo will go that way. But it's possible somebody else will.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that popular.
Well, it depends on how hard it is to do, right? Because if it's cheap and easy to do, then it doesn't have to be that popular. If it's really complicated and expensive to do, it has to be very popular, right? But another one is the hexbugs, the little hexbug nanos. You know, those little creatures with just the little legs, and they just... So you can make one of those out of cardboard.
But you can actually control it, though.
You can control which way it turns.
Yeah. So I'm looking for
Controller's
that.
just vibrating to make it.
And Anthony was saying that a bunch of his classmates play was Mario Kart before class on their Switch, and so I think that's going to open up a whole other avenue of games that are meant to be more mobile or more options for co-op, like with the DS and things.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for the Switch. Saving up for one.
First future potential.
Yeah, first future potential.
Yeah.
Good thing you have a wife that plays video games.
Yes. Playing Monster Hunter. I'm excited for Monster Hunter this fall. For the computer, that is.
Yeah, it's already out.
I know. I'm refraining from watching gameplay videos.
Yeah, Monster Hunter's not my thing.
Well, I don't think Dark Souls is either. But.
Probably not. Uncharted is amazing.
Wait, but that's a
What have you
third-person
looked at?
shooter?
Yeah, it's a third-person. It's mostly a third-person shooter. There's puzzle aspects too,
Okay.
but those are fairly minor.
Yeah.
But it's a really super story-driven game.
I wonder if
It's
you'd
sort
like.
of an Indiana Jones kind of deal.
I wonder if you'd like Borderlands.
Less academic, more.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is an academic.
Yeah,
right?
right.
But it's even less academic than Indiana Jones. This
I wonder
guy's
how much
just a
Indiana
treasure hunter.
Jones actually spent at the school. Because you only see him in, like, what, 2 scenes in the movie?
Right, and in the first movie, you see him there just not at the beginning,
Right.
but there's just like one scene where he's
Yeah.
in the classroom, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Do you see him ever at the school again?
Yeah, I think in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull you do.
Oh.
That's the fourth one. the new one.
Yeah.
Who watched that one?
Well, I watched that one. I'd never seen the Indiana Jones movies until the fourth one was out,
Really?
and we got a box set and I watched them.
Oh.
Are you deprived childhood?
I watched Star Wars instead. I just
Yeah,
watched
but
that
they're
one over and over and over. I don't know. We just didn't buy that one. We didn't have it on tape. What am I supposed to do? Those movies came out before I was born.
Yeah, that's probably true.
We don't have them on tape. I couldn't watch them. So apparently my parents weren't all that impressed.
With the dead.
Didn't come out and buy it.
So, speaking of Star Wars, so Ariana, if you're watching this, which I don't think she will, but she might if I dig into it, I think, because every year we do a skit for Christmas, I really think the next skit should be about, like, Star Wars or Star Trek, because they're a Trek family,
Oh yeah.
and I'm a Star Wars fan, and so I think it'd be really funny to have that dynamic of, like, the in-laws be, like, the Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars in-laws. Well, Star Wars is better than Star Trek. At least it used to be.
Yeah,
Until Disney got their claws into it. Disney has produced lots of good things.
Star Wars.
Star Wars is a
maybe?
little questionable.
Their choices on Star Wars are questionable. Well, yeah, I think Star Wars used to be the movies. George Lucas was always trying to do something new that nobody's ever done before.
Yeah.
Disney is not trying to do that. So they've changed Star Wars into something else.
More of a formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more of a this is how we can make tons of money movie rather than this is a really cool thing I want to try and I'm going to do it in Star
Which
Wars.
is kind of silly because, like, if you look at the Marvel movies, they've done really good with the Marvel movies. Because Disney owns Marvel, right?
Yeah.
And how they put those together really works well. So I had a lot of hope for the latest Star Wars movies, but like, there's aspects of them that are really good, but
Yeah, they're not,
they didn't go the direction I wanted.
they don't have, to me, they just don't have that Star Wars feel. It's just not there. That somehow inspirational, it doesn't catch your imagination the same way.
Well, like in episode 2,
For me, they have the, I've seen this all before.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah, well, especially episode 7. So it's like, oh, everything in this movie I've seen before. In these movies! It's not like they're pulling from somewhere else.
Well, in episode 2, when they went down to Coruscant, and then you'd see all, like, the ships and, like, the cities and things like that, you don't really get any of that in the latest ones. Because that makes you kind of feel where like, Obi-Wan goes and sees Dexter and really brings alive.
Brings the world to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get that in the latest ones.
Well, in the newest one, there's like no context at all in the world.
Yeah.
Right? They seem to be just bouncing around at random, and they talk about things like they're far away, but then it's like instantaneously they're back, and it's I don't know. The timeline. I actually really liked episode 8, but the way that they've managed timeline and people moving around is terrible. They really screwed it up on that.